You're pretty charged up after the win over the Dolphins. What is the new normal that you were talking to the players about?
You know, you win a football game. It's a lot of excitement, obviously, after winning a football game, and you know, it was kind of a monumental win in the fact that it was a first division win in a couple of years. First, and we got after it a little bit. You had coast to coast winning. There's a lot of first 2-game win streak in a while, and so there's a lot of firsts. But and I just knew that, you know, the tendency is to make a bigger deal of it than it should be. It's just another game. And as quickly as we can, we have to refocus our attention out at Green Bay. And so I was really just trying to get them to understand, like, hey, I know we're young, I know we haven't had a lot of success here, but make this normal, and this is what it feels like. And just keep stacking it up where not every game, just because you won a game doesn't mean we have to treat it like we won the Super Bowl. And so hopefully we continue to stack up these little wins. We'll get to that point one day. So
Sauce Gardner had a great game. 2 of his plays resulting in 9 points. He set the tone for you. But can you talk about the dynamic of the duo? Because DJ Reed's having a wonderful season himself. And what has that meant for you guys, you and Brick, in terms of the way you've approached calling this defense, having those 2 guys on the outside?
They're awesome. DJ and Sauce they allow us to do some things in coverage. They allow us to take some things away, and you know, part of the design of the entire scheme last week was to make sure Tyreek and Waddle don't really touch the ball, and you can't do that unless you have some dudes back there, and we've got some dudes. So it was a really, really well executed plan on their part from a player standpoint. And you know, they just allow flexibility. They allow us to do a lot of things, and I think as we continue to build inventory throughout the season, especially if our rush plays the way, you know, from a pass rush standpoint, the way those guys showed up, I mean, it's going to be very hard to move the ball on this defense.
Perfect transition. You're the only team in the National Football League with 38 quarterback hits, 12 sacks, 7 interceptions. The first team to do that in the first 5 weeks since Denver in 2015. What does that say about the unit?
It's a cool stat. No, it's also a young group, and it's still growing. We're only year 2 in the development of the system, but it tells you, you know, the depth that we have. Like I said, you know, Ahmad and the 4 new faces we have in the back end with Jordan Whitehead, Ahmad, you got LaMarcus Joyner healthy, and then DJ Reed, and then Michael Carter was there last year, obviously, and you know, those guys are doing a fantastic job and getting better and better as they continue to see certain route combinations and communicating and understanding how we all want these things to be played. And when you're efficient and all that, and that quarterback has to hitch and wait, the front is doing its job in terms of creating all the pressure and chaos. And when that happens, the ball starts fluttering and you never know what's going to happen. And so it's been a really, really good first couple of weeks. But again, it doesn't matter. Now you're going to play a Hall of Fame quarterback who can make even the best defense in the history of football look really bad. And so you gotta put it to the side and move forward and continue the path you're trying to get to.
Last August, Carl Lawson got hurt in a joint practice with the Packers. What do you think about where he's at and how he's coming along? Last week against the Dolphins, he had 7 quarterback hits and, of course, the strip sack as well.
Yeah, he's, you know, coming back from an Achilles injury is not easy. And I say that not that I've had an Achilles injury, I experienced it with Richard Sherman. He came back in 2018 to the Niners after 1 year removed from an Achilles injury, wasn't quite himself, fought through it, and then in 2019 when he was really healthy, he showed why he's a Hall of Famer. And so it's not a 1 year and I'm healthy injury. It takes time, and so for him, I still think he's going to get better. You know, he's still going to get more explosive, even stronger as he gets comfortable, and his foot continues to get more wear on it, if you will, in terms of miles and stretching out, if you will, whatever it is. He's only going to get better as he gets healthier and more comfortable. But really excited for him because he has slowly gotten better every single week. Obviously, Miami game was awesome, but I think there's even more in the tank. So.
You and Matt LaFleur have faced each other before, but this will be the first time you will face each other as head coaches in regular season play. Can you talk about how close you guys are?
Yeah, no, we're close. Obviously, we were roommates when we were graduate assistants at Central Michigan. We know our deepest, darkest secrets, so I almost feel like we have to be friends. too much to tell otherwise. But no, we're in each other's weddings. I mean, we're as close gets, and I'd lean on him when from a coaching standpoint to ask about things, and vice versa, and we're there together. But he's a tremendous man, a tremendous friend, and we've been there with each other for forever, it feels like now.
But how often are you guys texting and calling each other through the season? Because like when you were sick, you said you were basically watching the game.
FaceTiming with him.
Yeah, you're FaceTiming him while Ron Middleton was on the sideline last year.
I would say, God, I feel like we talk about 3 or 4 times a week easily on the phone. We're always texting. I mean, it's like, it's like my brother. I talk to him all the time too. So he's, but it's almost daily, to be honest with you.
But how do you change communications during a week when you guys are actually playing against each other in regular season?
You just don't communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave the call. I said, "Hey, bud," and he's, "How you feeling?" It was Monday, yesterday, and he's good. I said, "All right, man. I'll talk to you Sunday." And that's it.
So let's get inside the matchup. Aaron Rodgers, you mentioned him before. Adjusting to life without Devontae Adams, what do you see him?
I still see the same Hall of Famer. He's getting comfortable with his receivers. They have a lot of talent. They can run the heck out of the ball from an offensive perspective. I think he's just fine. I know last week they kind of hit a lull in the second half, but that first half they were explosive, moving the football at ease, and they just didn't get many opportunities in the second half. But he's explosive. He's a Hall of Famer. He looks good to me. So.
And this is a very good defense, second in the National Football League against the pass. Do you like where your offense is in terms of balance? Last week, everybody's always asking you about pass-run ratio. Well, looky. You guys went 40-17. You have 33 runs and just 21 pass attempts.
Yeah, it always balances out that way, right? Where you run the ball more when you win. Every offense tries to be balanced, right? It's not a secret ingredient, but certain situations dictate whether or not you have to throw the ball or whatnot. But credit to the offense, we really got going in the second quarter with regards to the run game, and it was something that we felt like we could lean on, and especially when we got to the fourth quarter and we had those couple of explosives. It's easy to run the ball at that point because you're protecting a lead. But at the end of the day, you call plays to win a football game. Whether you gotta throw it, pass it, run it, doesn't matter. You're calling the best things in your playbook to attack whatever it is you're trying to defeat from a defensive perspective. And if it happens to be more passes, it's more passes. If it's more runs, it's more runs. But what's cool about our unit is it's proven that it can do both.
You've coached here plenty of times before, but when you're walking out of the tunnel of that football cathedral that is Lambeau Field, what goes through your mind?
Oh, it's driving up to it. You're kind of in the suburbs, and then boom, there it is. It's right. It's this unbelievable stadium, and all the facilities around it. I mean, it's all top notch and first class, and their locker rooms are first class. And you walk out, and the turf and everything about it is first class. And so it's cool, but at the same time, it's just another football game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.